Hello friends, I am Siddharth Mehta. This is the lecture of power system. In previous lecture, we studied the different types of transmission line, and in brief, we already studied the short transmission line and medium transmission line. Okay. So according to length and voltage rating, transmission lines are classified into short, medium and long. In short transmission line and medium transmission line, we studied the different methods available for its calculation. Now in this lecture we will start the long transmission line. So this lecture is related to long transmission line. Long transmission line is defined as a line which has a length more than 160 km, or its voltage rating are more than 100 kV, then that is known as long transmission line. Here the long transmission line representation or equivalent circuit of long transmission line is represented. Here in this figure you can see that long transmission line is divided into the number of or n number of sections. Here you can see that this is a VSIS. VSIS means this is the sending end of long transmission line. This is the supply voltage and this is the supply current. That's why I put S in suffix. So it represents that this is the sending end side. Here this represents that this is the receiving end side, and that's why R is put in suffix. VR represent the receiving end voltage, IR represent the receiving end current, and we assume that this transmission line from sending end to the load or receiving end, it is divided into the n number of sections. It is divided into the n number of sections. One section contains two series components, two shunt components. One section contains two series element and two shunt elements, and n sections are available. That's why here n is divided these quantities. Now in figure you can see that two series elements are available and two shunt elements are available. Now this is represented as resistance. This represents the series resistance, this represents the inductive reactance. So these both are series element. One is series resistor, second one is series reactance or inductive reactance. Both are connected in series. Now that's why this is known as series components. Second, two components are connected into the shunt or into the parallel. That's why they are known as shunt components. Shunt components. This is represent as a capacitive susceptance. Capacitive susceptance. Its symbol is B. And second one, this represent that leakage conductance. Leakage conductance, and that is represented by G. So R represent the resistance, X represent the inductive reactance. These both are series elements, so that's why these are known as series components. This represent the capacitive susceptance. This also represent the leakage conductance, and both are connected in shunt or parallel. That's why they are known as shunt components. And this whole transmission line is divided into n sections. That's why these all quantities are divided by n. So this is the equivalent circuit of long transmission line. Here you can see that neutral is available. As I said you that note is given here, so you can make more familiar. Resistance represented by R. This is inductive reactance, series components, capacitive susceptance, leakage conductance, and shunt components. Second thing, that in this circuit we are considered that all parameters are uniformly distributed. That's why these are represented in n sections. The meaning behind it is we like to represent all parameters are uniformly distributed over the whole length of line. Now we will study the long transmission line exact solution. This is the new short note. The example is for the long transmission line exact solution. Now this is also known as rigorous solution or rigorous method. in this you can see that this is long transmission line representation. This is its schematic diagram. Vs, okay, represent the sending end, Vr represent the receiving end. Here Is is available, that represent the sending end current, Ir will represent as the receiving end current. But here no need of Is and Ir, that's why it is not representation in the figure. Now in earlier figure we see that this whole transmission line is divided into n number of section. Okay, now I am taking one section from it, એટલે કે મેં n section માંથી એક section consider કર્યો છે. Okay, now I am taking that, let's say the length of that section is dx. The length of that one section is dx. From n sections I am putting one section and length of that section is dx. Okay, this section is situated at a distance x from receiving end. Here you have to keep in mind that we are taking the reference as a receiving end to measure the length. Okay, so this dx element is available at a distance x, but you have to start from receiving end. So this dx is available at a distance x from receiving end. એટલે કે x ડિસ્ટન્સ ક્યાંથી રિસીવિંગ એન્ડથી x ડિસ્ટન્સે dx એલિમેન્ટ આવેલો છે. ઓકે, નાઉ ધીસ section contains the series and shunt elements. Okay, we combine that two series element and two shunt elements, so these elements represent the equivalent of series and this represent the equivalent of shunt elements. Okay, z dx and y dx, this is the series impedance of small element dx and this represent the shunt admittance of small element dx. Okay, so this is the small element dx which is situated at the receiving end with distance x. It has two elements, series and shunt. Z dx represent the series impedance and y dx represent the shunt admittance of small element dx. Okay, now this is a VR receiving end voltage, this is sending end voltage. Now we are taking that, let's say the voltage V is available at this point. Voltage V available at this point. This point is the point of element dx towards the receiving end side. Now we will measure the another point or another end of element dx toward the sending end side and it is represented as V plus dV. એટલે કે જે આ એલિમેન્ટ છે એના આ એન્ડે વોલ્ટેજ છે V, અહીંયા વોલ્ટેજ છે V પ્લસ dV. ઓકે, સેમ અહીંયા કરંટ છે I, અહીંયા કરંટ એન્ટરિંગ થાય છે તો કરંટ લિવિંગ ધ સેક્શન ઇઝ I, કરંટ એન્ટરિંગ ઇન્ટુ ધ dx સેક્શન ઇઝ I પ્લસ dA. ઓકે, સો dV is change in voltage due to this element and dI is change in current due to this element. ઓકે, આટલું ક્લિયર થયું. જો અહીંયા V છે, અહીં V પ્લસ dV છે, એનો મિનિંગ એવો થાય કે આ એલિમેન્ટના કારણે વોલ્ટેજમાં કેટલો ચેન્જ થાય છે, dV કરંટ. સેમ આ એલિમેન્ટના કારણે અહીંયા કરંટ છે I પ્લસ dA, અહીંયા છે ખાલી I. સો ધ ચેન્જ ઇન કરંટ ડ્યુ ટુ ધીસ એલિમેન્ટ ઇઝ dI. Okay, clear. Second thing, you have to keep in mind that V here V plus dV. એનો મિનિંગ એવો થાય કે અહીં V છે, અહીં V plus dV છે. ઓબ્વિયસલી V કરતાં V plus dV વધારે હશે. વાય? કારણ કે તમે એક રીતના જુઓ તો સેન્ડિંગ એન્ડથી રિસીવિંગ એન્ડ તરફ જાવ એમ વોલ્ટેજ ડિક્રીઝ થતો જાય, તો અહીં V plus dV હોય તો અહીંયા ડિક્રીઝ થઈ અને V થઈ ગયો. સો ધ drop in voltage is given by dV. Again here I plus dI current is available towards the sending end side. As you are moving to load end side, then current will decrease and that decrement in current is I. Okay, so due to the element the decrement current is dA. Okay, now in figure, this is the description of figure. Okay, you already familiar this wall figure. Consider small element of length dx which is available at a distance x from the receiving end. Then z dx represent the series impedance of element, y dx represent the shunt admittance of small element, v represent the voltage at the end of element toward the receiving end side and v plus dv represent the voltage at the end of element towards the sending end side, and same for I and I plus dA. Okay, So this is the description of figure. Now we will move towards the equation related to this figure. Now first equation is for voltage across the element. Okay, voltage across the element is given as a dV. કેમ? કારણ કે વોલ્ટેજ હતો આ સાઈડ V, આ સાઈડ હતો V પ્લસ dV, એટલે આ એલિમેન્ટના કારણે ચેન્જ ઇન વોલ્ટેજ શું કહેવાય? dV. ઓકે, એટલે આપણે અહીં શું લીધું હતું કે વોલ્ટેજ એક્રોસ ધ એલિમેન્ટ dV. ઓકે, હવે ડાયરેક્ટલી આ ઇક્વેશન તમને નહીં ખબર પડે. ધીસ ઇઝ ધ ઓહમ્સ ઇક્વેશન, બટ વી વિલ સ્ટડી ફ્રોમ હિયર. V equal to IZ. V equal to IZ. You familiar with this equation? Okay. Now same apply the same equation to the element. In element તો V is represent as a dV. એલિમેન્ટમાં આપણો V નથી, dV છે, બરાબર? એટલે અહીંયા V ની બદલે શું લખશું? dV. I is same. Z is represent by Z into dx. Okay, why? Because here Z into dx available. Z નથી, ખાલી Z into dx છે. So dV equal to IZ into dx. Okay, same as V equal to IZ. Instead of V, we return dV. Instead of Z, we return Z dx. Okay, this is from figure. Again make a dx here. So dV by dx equal to I into Z. This is the equation 1. Now we will make the equation of di. આ dv નું ઇક્વેશન હતું, હવે di નું. ઓકે, એલિમેન્ટમાં ચેન્જ ઇન કરંટ શું હતો? તો કે અહીંયા હતો I પ્લસ di, અહીંયા હતો I, એટલે આમાં કેટલો કરંટ જશે? di. સો વી વિલ મેક ઇક્વેશન ફોર di. ઓકે, now first of all you have to know this. V equal to IZ, same equation. In this equation we have to make equation for dv, so we will put all values in this equation, but now we have to get equation for dA. So first of all make I equal to here, I equal to V by Z. Okay, 1 upon Z represent the Y, so I equal to Vy. Okay, put values in this equation. I represent as a dI, V is the same, Y represent the Y into dx. Okay, Y into dx. Y means shunt admittance. Here Y represent as a Y into dx. Okay, why? Because this is shunt admittance of dx element, that's why it is represented as a Y into dx. So Vy into dx, again dx will come here, so di by dx equal to Vy. Okay, so we will get two equation, dv by dx, di by dx. Okay, now again choose equation 1 and differentiate it with second time. અને second time differentiate કરવાનું છે dv by dx. So if you are making second differentiation, then it is written like this: d square v upon dx square equal to I di by dx into z. Okay, d square v upon dx square equal to di by dx into z. Why? Because you are differentiate with reference to x. Z is constant, that's why it will not differentiate. Okay, so this is another equation taken from by taking the second differentiation for equation 1. Now you know that the value of di by dx. Okay, di by dx value is v by y, so put instead of di by dx from equation 2 put vy. Okay, so we will put vy here. Okay, so d square v upon dx square, instead of di by dx we will put vy and into the z. This is the equation 3. Okay, this is the equation 3, and d square v upon dx square equal to vyz. Okay, now we will take directly the exact solution of differential equation. Okay, we will not derive this equation. This equation is derived directly because it will become too much long to derive this equation, so you have to also keep this equation directly. Okay, this equation we have to keep directly, and that is the solution of differential equation equal to v equal to k1 cos hyperbolic x under root yz plus k2 sin hyperbolic x into under root yz. Okay, now in equation 1 you have dv by dx. આપણી પાસે dv by dx અને di by dx અને d square v by dx square એવા ત્રણ ઇક્વેશન છે. આ ઇક્વેશન ડાયરેક્ટલી લઈ લીધો. ઓકે, now we have to compare this equation with equation 1, but equation 1 is in form of dv by dx, so again we have to make a differentiation of this equation. Okay, to compare with the equation 1, and equation 1 is in form of dv by dx, so we have to again make this equation in form of dv by dx. That's why differentiate this equation with respect to x. So dv by dx equal to k1 x under root yz its differentiation is under root yz. Why? Because we are differentiating with respect to x. X will become 1, this will remain same. Cos represent as a sine hyperbolic x under root yz. Again k2 sine, k2 under root yz, cos hyperbolic x under root yz. This is the differentiation of this equation with respect to x. Okay, now we have equation 1, which is represent as a dv by dx equal to I into z. This is the equation 1. So compare equation 1 and that equation. So instead of dv by dx we will put I into z. Okay, so instead of dv by dx we will put I into z, remaining will same. Okay, now we will take a current, so I equal to divide z in both times. Okay, so we will get the voltage and current equation in form of k1 k1 k2 k2. એટલે આપણને જે આ ઇક્વેશન ડાયરેક્ટલી લીધું હતું એ ઇક્વેશન ઉપરથી આપણે કરંટનું ઇક્વેશન ફાઇન્ડ કરવા આ ફોર્મમાં બરાબર આપણે આ પ્રોસિજર કરી છે. એટલે અહીંયા જો આઈનું કરંટ મળી ઇક્વેશન મળી ગયું અને વીનું ઇક્વેશન પણ મળી ગયું, ઇક્વેશન 4 અને 5. નાઉ this you can see that this equation 4 and 5 contains k1 and k2, k1 and k2, and k1 and k2 represent the constant. Okay, but we will not apply as a k1 and k2 to find, and now we will make the method to find k1 and k2. એટલે હવે v અને i ના ઇક્વેશનમાં જે k1 અને k2 છે એની વેલ્યુ આપણે ફાઇન્ડ કરવાની છે. ઓકે, હવે k1 અને k2 ની વેલ્યુ આપણે v અને i માં ઇક્વેશન 4 અને 5 માં ફાઇન્ડ કરવી હોય તો આપણે આ બંને ઇક્વેશનને કોઈ પર્ટિક્યુલરલી પોઈન્ટ ઉપર એપ્લાય કરવા પડે. ઓકે, પર્ટિક્યુલરલી સેક્શને એપ્લાય કરવા પડે. સો નાવ ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ વી વિલ એપ્લાય ધીસ બોથ ઇક્વેશન ટુવર્ડ્સ ધ રિસીવિંગ એન્ડ સાઇડ. એટલે જે ટ્રાન્સમિશન લાઇન છે એની રિસીવિંગ એન્ડ સાઇડે આ બંને ઇક્વેશન ફાઇન્ડ કરશું. રિસીવિંગ એન્ડ સાઇડ પાસે જે આપણી પાસે એલિમેન્ટ હશે એની વેલ્યુ આમાં ઇનપુટ કરશું, એટલા માટે આપણને k1 અને k2 મળશે. બરાબર, સો નાવ વી વિલ find the value of k1 and k2 at receiving end. Okay, so at receiving end available parameters are x equal to 0, v equal to vr, I equal to ir. Why? At receiving end x will become 0. Okay, why? Because x is start from here, receiving end. So at receiving end itself x will become 0, v will become vr, I will become ir. Okay, so now put these values in equation 4. ઇક્વેશન 4 અને 5 માં આપણે આ પેરામીટર્સ એપ્લાય કરશું. ઓકે, x0 v equal to vr, I equal to ir. So first of all equation 4. Okay, in equation 4 we will represent as a vr, k1 એમ cos hyperbolic x થઈ ગયું 0, k2 sin hyperbolic x થઈ ગયું 0. Okay, so this is its value. Okay, now cos hyperbolic 0 1, this will become 0. Okay, this will become 0, so k2 multiplied by 0, so 0. So vr equal to k1 into 1, so k1 equal to vr. So we will get the magnitude of k1 or value of k1. Now again put same parameters value into the equation 5. It is related to current, so I equal to ir, k1 this will become 0 0, this will become 0, k2 into under root y into z, its value will become 1, its value becomes 0, 0 multiplied by 0, so 0, it will become 1, so no need of return. ir equal to k2 under root y by z, make k2 here. Okay, so k2 equal to under root y. So our aim is to derive k1 and k2 for equation 4 and 5. 4 અને 5 જે ઇક્વેશન હતા એમાંથી આપણે k1 અને k2 ફાઇન્ડ કરવું હતું. સો નાઉ પુટ k1 and k2 વેલ્યુ ઇન ઇક્વેશન 4 અને 5. 4 અને 5 માં જે આપણને k1 k2 ની વેલ્યુ મળી એને ઇનપુટ કરી દો. k1 મળ્યું v by r, k2 મળ્યું under root z by ir. Okay, so we will get another exam equations v equal to vr. અહીં જો k1 હતું ઇક્વેશન 4 માં એની બદલે vr મૂકી દીધું, k2 ની બદલે under root z by y મૂકી દીધું. So we will get equation 8. This is the equation 9. અહીંયા જે ઉઠતું હોય બરાબર કેન્સલ આઉટ થતું હોય એને કેન્સલ આઉટ કરી દેવાનું. So this is the equation of v, this is the equation of I at receiving end. આ બંને ઇક્વેશન છે બટ ક્યાં છે તો કે at the receiving end. કેમ? કારણ કે આપણે જ્યારે k1 અને k2 ની વેલ્યુ મૂકી ઇનપુટ કરી ત્યારે આપણે કન્ડિશન લખી હતી કે વી આર એપ્લાઇંગ ઓર વી આર કન્સિડરિંગ x ઇક્વલ ટુ 0 અને x ઇક્વલ ટુ 0 કન્સિડર કર્યું એટલે ક્યાં થઈ ગયા ઇક્વેશન? તો કે એટ ધ રિસીવિંગ એન્ડ સાઇડ. નાવ વી વિલ એપ્લાય સેમ ઇક્વેશન એટ ધ સેન્ડિંગ એન્ડ. ઓકે, સેન્ડિંગ એન્ડ એટલે તો કે એક્ઝેક્ટલી opposite to receiving end. Okay, let's say this is the receiving end, this is the sending end. I am taking that the whole length of from sending end to receiving end is L. Okay, so આગળ જે ઇક્વેશનમાં આપણે x ઇક્વલ ટુ 0 મૂક્યું હતું ત્યાં હવે x ઇક્વલ ટુ શું પ્લેસ કરશું? L. ઓકે, so if you are like to find the equation at sending end, then put x equal to L, v equal to vs, I equal to is. Now this will become sending end voltage, sending end current, this will become length. Okay, so your equation 4 and 5 become this. Okay, equation 4 and 5 આ થઈ જશે, બરાબર? Okay, now in above equation we will define two terms, that is under root z by y can represent as a zc, it is the characteristic impedance, and under root y by z will represent as a propagation constant. Okay, so now again put instead of z by y put 1 upon zc, instead of z by y put zc, so make or put values of this zc and gamma VRZC. Okay, so we will get equation 10 and 11. Okay, second thing, in both equation you can see that cos hyperbolic and sin hyperbolic are available, that's why they are known as hyperbolic form of equation. Okay, exam માં તમને એમ પૂછે કે explain or derive the hyperbolic equation for long transmission line, તો અહીંયા સુધી કરવાનું, બરાબર? hyperbolic form કીધું હોય તો. Okay, why? Because both contains the hyperbolic functions. Second, we will find ABCD parameter from this equation. So if you like to find ABCD parameter, then simply compare with general equation Vs and Is. Compare this Vs equation with Vs, Is equation with Is. So you will get ABCD. Okay, simply આની સાથે comparison કર્યું. જો આ VR, IR, બાકીનું જે વધે A હોય, આમાં હોય B હોય, સેમ આમાં હોય Z હોય, લાસ્ટ હોય D. So you will get the ABCD cos hyperbolic gamma L, B equal to ZC sin hyperbolic gamma L, C equal to 1 upon ZC sin hyperbolic gamma L, D equal to cos hyperbolic gamma L. So this is the ABCD parameter for long transmission line. So long transmission line ના parameter find કરવાનો ABCD તો અહીંયા સ્તુતિ કરવાનો, બરોબર? hyperbolic form કીધું હોય તો આ representationની જરૂર નથી. Okay, this lecture is completed. In next lecture we will study long transmission line related to another short note. Okay.